I think we don't start.
The link below. Do you see it? Why are you watching me still? You haven't clicked the link yet. Click it. Click it. Click the link right now.
So you're mainly in front of the or behind the camera.
Yeah, that's majority of my life. I was behind the camera. I guess 11 of the 15 years I worked at a TV station. Well, no.
15? You were at the same one or just at TV?
2 locations. One back home in Mississippi, and then West here.
West.
Channel 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought you pronounced something different. So what was the station in Mississippi?
WAPT.
News.
Yeah.
Did you like news?
I did. Not so much now.
Why?
There's so much going on in the world. It's.
Oh, that's why you don't like news.
And then Trump, the whole Trump thing. It became too much. And it's being in everybody's business. Reporting on celebrities and stuff that doesn't affect me any.
No.
Like, I don't have their money, so I don't.
You on your way to their money though.
I wish. I hope one day. Not gonna.
Ain't no wood around here.
Right.
Ain't nothing wood around. There ain't nothing wood around here. So do you think that they rigged the election? Do you believe that there was a fraud happening?
I don't think there was fraud. However, I do think that we have to reimagine our election system.
Electoral college or like the way we vote?
Everything. How we vote, the electoral college. We just need to, don't get me started, because I say we need to redo our whole government.
No, you started it. It's the sit down. Let's go here because I have a lot of views and opinions about it too. My first attempt at college, my major was political science.
Okay.
And a minor in psychology. So I kind of like dabble in politics. I don't know too much, but I do have strong opinions and views about it. So I am glad that you went there. So you think that we need to redo do you not like democracy? Or do you think that we need to just a clean slate at democracy?
With everything going on right now with them not wanting to accept the people's vote.
Right.
The question is, what is democracy? Clearly people have a new definition for democracy.
Yeah.
But I just think that we hold these values so close when we are an ever evolving people. And I think that we have to make choices that fit our time now, and not something that happened back in 1700s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how people feel about school.
Yeah.
In the way that we've adapted and evolved so much, but yet the school system is still the same.
Right.
You preparing people the way you do it. You're not preparing them for manufacturing or these, factory jobs anymore. Right. So you kind of got to redo the way you do school.
Right.
So yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like I don't really know the types of governments that's around the world. With the way things were done prior to democracy, I never lived under any other type of government, so this is the only one I know. Right. Versus, what you hear and what you read about. I do like it, just having one person in charge and doing I like the checks and balance that our government, allows or supplies.
Our checks and balances need to be checked and balanced. And you mentioned that we're governed by one person. We're not really governed by one person.
Right.
And I assume that you mean like the president.
No, I'm saying that I like the fact that we're not governed by one person.
Yeah.
Like a king or we have a democracy, so it's just like, there's Congress, there's Senate,
Yeah.
there's the president. The president can't just do what, contrary to what people may think, he can't just do anything, So I like that aspect.
Yeah.
But then again, there's a flip side. There's a president that's elected every 4 years, but then you got other parts of government where people sit in that position for a lifetime.
Yep.
So it's like,
And we need to rework that rule.
Yeah.
Or allowance for people to sit in that position, because like just turning on TV now and seeing Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell, like these are two very senior, I'm not gonna call them old, but very senior people. like for real, and they don't look like you and I.
Right.
Although we look up to those people and we, have family members that we respect and we, value, in the things that they created for us to have. Mm-hmm. Now it's time for us to grab that torch and run with it.
Yeah.
And create things for us to live in society, because right now they're still creating things for them.
Right.
They're making sure that, hey, when I leave this chamber, I want to make sure I'm good. Like they're making money. They're making $120,000 plus whatever else they do on the side.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're set, but they want to make sure they're really set.
Right. Right.
So
generationally set.
Right.
Wealth wise, I feel like that's a wealth move.
It's a power move. Let's just be honest. It's a power move.
Definitely is. Trump even presidency was a power move.
That was a power grab.
Yeah. Would you go into politics?
I would say no, but who knows? Because my heart is for public service.
Right.
I just want to make sure people are good.
Yeah.
My heart is for homeless and children. That's like really gets me going. Yeah. And I'm actually creating a foundation, a nonprofit that hopefully will encompass all of that.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll launch it like early next year.
Yeah.
So early 2021. So yeah, I just want to give back and make sure we're good, because leading back to government, they haven't taken care of the people.
No.
And we can see that with the whole pandemic and everything, would they just drop trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars on, like, okay, here you go. Everybody gets money. It's like we could have been set. Yeah. We really could have been set. We could have took care of the homeless. We could have taken care of mental health. We could have taken care of poverty. We could have taken care of our school systems. Yeah. Like, so much could have been taken care of with just a couple of billion.
Yeah.
Not even trillions on trillions that they dropped. Just a couple of billion.
Yeah.
I was looking at our military. Mm-hmm. We spend so much on military.
A lot.
And I get we have to defend our land and things like that. But all of that money goes overseas. Yep. We don't see it.
Nope. We
don't see it at all. And it's like I said, we just have to reimagine. I'm not gonna say defund or we just have to reimagine what life looks like for people.
Yeah.
And not just for government. And I know that's the foundation that we tax, because the government has to be paid. It's a luxury to have government.
Yeah.
We gotta look at it differently.
Do a little better.
Yeah, I think people are really getting tired, and with the pandemic hitting, and people were already stressed and working 2-3 jobs. And then for the pandemic to hit and to have nothing to show for it, to struggle to go to the food lines and food pantries for the first time ever.
Yep.
Like,
everybody got hit. Like I don't think the pandemic didn't exclude anyone.
Yeah, even the rich got hit.
They got hit too.
Well, some.
Yeah, no,
because the rich got an extra $1 million.
They good
and plus when the pandemic started. So
and they don't have to leave their house to make money.
Right.
I think a lot of people that had to leave to make money, including the entertainers, like, I mean, you had to like kind of pivot to try to make money a different way.
Yeah.
How can I make money sitting home now? Because I am home now.
But like you say, entertainers, like I have friends who are singers who really went after their passion and wanted to do what they love to do and love to enjoy to do. And, you know, luckily, you know, thank God that they were able to do that.
Yeah.
And then this happened. And just like, you know, where's that security? You know, we thought we were secure. We thought that we could make that sacrifice and do things that we enjoy. But, you know, now we have to look at, you know, where's that security? It's almost like job security again. It's like, do I really want to get a 9-to-5 and just sit there and just make sure I have health insurance and stuff like that? Or do I step out on faith and do what I enjoy?
And that was going to bring me to what you do.
Yeah. Because
that's literally what you did. So I guess just talk a little to that and then explain a little bit about what you do and, you know, just taking that step, because a 9-to-5 is not as secure as people may think.
Yeah.
You know, it's great if you have one. It's great. I still have one, fortunately and unfortunately, but because I'm not able to pursue really what I want to pursue. But fortunately that through this time, a lot of people lost money. That was their livelihood. That was all they had, or the bulk of their income was that 9-to-5. But you never just want to like stake your claim on that, because even without the pandemic, layoffs can happen, budget cuts, contracts can be lost depending on wherever it is you work. Just life happens. But just talk a little bit about, you know, stepping out on faith and moving into your passion, and then what you step out on faith to do.
Yeah, so my background, I spent 15 years in TV news, behind the scenes production. Basically what I tell people is when you're watching the news at night and or news any time, and you see probably like a wrong name come up on the screen, or the wrong camera shot comes up when the female is talking but the camera's on the male anchor.
Yeah. He's sitting there with his head down, not even
that
what's
may
going on.
or may not have been me at the buttons punching, you know.
So you was doing the buttons?
Yeah. I was the technical director.
Nice.
Back home in Mississippi, smaller market, we were, I wouldn't say a one-man band because we did have a crew, but so the button puncher is the technical director, and then you have the director who calls the shots. You know, take camera 1, take camera 2. You know, tell the floor crew where to move the anchor sometime, and what shots coming up next. You always have to be a step ahead.
Yeah.
So back home, I did both. Call the shots and press the buttons at the same time.
Oh wow! So you're doing this? What, you got a headset on?
Headset on. Yep. Talking to the crew, talking to my audio person. Yeah, it was challenging, but I love the challenge. I love the fast pace. I love just putting all the things that we worked hard on during the day, from the from the news gathering, to reading the scripts, to getting with the producers and their crazy ideas of, I want to take the anchor here and put them on the roof. It's like, what? I'm exaggerating, but it seems like sometimes when we walk in, it's like, I want to do something just crazy, and it's like, okay, we are a news station. Stick to telling the news.
Right.
They don't have to do a handstand and read the script.
Yeah.
We don't want that, you know. But it was challenging. It was fun, and I really loved. I loved what I did for that time. It really made who I am and gave me, like I say, a 15-year career that I was set.
So you was in Mississippi for how long?
Mississippi, born and raised in Mississippi. Was in that position for 8.5 years.
8.5.
Yep.
And then you come
during
to
college. I was hustling, man. I started there part time, while full time in college, while working overnight at a hotel.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just trying to kind of did what I had to do.
Was that to pay for school, or were you just focused?
I was just focused. I think I kind of got it from my dad. My dad is a hard worker. My dad is actually retiring December 31st.
Okay.
After a long career. Just to talk about my dad real quick. He worked for Frito-Lay for about 25, 30 years. And then they closed in Mississippi. And he had the opportunity to move out of state. And he's like, no. He didn't want to up and move his family to another state. So he went and worked for a medical supply company. And oh man, I want to say he probably is finishing 20 plus years there.
Wait, so he did 30 years.
25, 30 years at Frito-Lay.
And then turned around and did. Yeah.
So I look up to my dad, man.
Yeah.
He made sure family was straight.
Right.
And just his hard work it's commendable. And like I said, him retiring is like I want to make sure that he's good after he's retired. After he retires. Yep. So back to Mississippi. I forgot the question.
So when you were at Mississippi, you was in the position in Mississippi for 8 years.
Yeah. So
and then you came here.
So I got the opportunity to move up with the company. Yeah. Stay with the same company and.
Oh, it's the same company.
Company. Yep.
That did That's the thing. So these production companies. Run different news hubs. Or news houses?
So Hearst Television is the company I work for.
Okay.
Has I think 28 stations.
Wow.
And that's just TV stations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they recently picked up two other stations in Alabama and Georgia. But that's television. They have newspapers. Like they produce Oprah magazine. They produce like Home and Garden. I think Living something.
So they making money. So them behind the scenes players that be making all this money.
It's a lot of people. I don't know behind the scenes players, but
they making all that good money.
Hearst and Hearst Argyle, they
doing good.
The big wigs make the money. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So you came here and then you did the same thing.
Yeah, basically started off doing the same thing. When I came here, I was just a technical director, so I was just pressing buttons. I didn't have to call, so it was just sit back. I just come in, get my script. It was just waiting around for the news to start and look at the rundown, just keep my feet up, and it's like
you on the clock while you waiting?
Just on the clock.
Wait, so is that like a day rate thing or is it hourly?
It was hourly.
Or salary. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's chill though.
So it was chill. It went from coming from hustling and gotta do this, gotta do that, gotta make sure I get a deadline, and coming here was like, I am bored. I'm just sitting around and it's like everyone's just talking to each other and having conversation and we just waiting for the show to start, and it's like, okay, this is new.
Yeah.
No one's pulling their hair out and no one's screaming and everything's just chill. It's like, wow.
So doing that, like, does news run all day or is it like you guys, is it pre-recorded or is it live?
It's live. I mean, of course, when you news gather, especially when you're a reporter, they go out in the field and they have to turn packages and gather the sound and the information that they've been working on all day. Like they come in 8 o'clock, probably got to turn something by noon.
So they go out, do their thing, and then they bring the footage.
They usually stay in the field, and especially now with the pandemic, they're they're in the field. They're not even allowed to come in the station now. It's from what I heard.
Yeah.
It's that lockdown.
Right.
For safety reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, you go into the field and they set up their interviews and get MOS, man on the street, and to turn it them and their photographer, reporters writing, the photographers editing, looking at the footage they've shot. And it's a deadline driven world, and I am so glad not to be a part of it.
Does it feel like a weight just?
Yes. So after I left doing behind the scene, the technical directing, I went over to the marketing side.
Marketing?
So creative service, because that's my passion. It was to get into creative service, to do more video, to do more storytelling, and to really, put these phenomenal pieces and commercials and things like that. Just be creative.
Right.
That's my passion. I had been doing it for so long, and it's like, okay, no, I'm not gonna move up. People get married, people have babies. I'm at the bottom of the totem pole because I had just moved there.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, let me reimagine what I do and how I can take my skill set further and just do something different. So I stepped into creative service, and that was a challenge.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wanted to be creative, but that position that I stepped into, which was a promo writer, I wrote promos.
Is it?
And it's cool, but it was for news. So it was like, it's like today, coming up tonight at 5, someone died. Coming up tonight at 5.
You were doing that?
Yeah. We had a house fire. It's like, this is not creative. This is not. Wow. It was challenging, and I love the experience, and I love the journey that God put me on. It was just not what I wanted.
It wasn't you.
And every day it seemed like, and I'm sure somebody's watching this that I work with, but I mean, I'm just talking about my experience. Like, it seemed like every day for those 4 years I was in that position, it just got more challenging for me because my heart wasn't in it.
Yeah, your heart wasn't there. Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, I don't want to do this every day, but I got to come and I got to get this money.
Yeah.
And I'm under contract, so I can't leave.
Wow.
And I have no money to give them if I left.
Yeah.
So, it was a challenge.
That does make sense because you could be doing something and your heart just not be in it.
Yeah.
You have the skill set, but you don't have the passion. And that takes me to like a lot of times, like I work with different clients on different projects. And I try to get them to see that, when I'm working on Tademy Media, like if I take on a client, like you're getting a creative director. Yeah. It's not just someone that knows how to use the software. And I think that's what people kind of get it mixed up. Like you knew how to use the programs, the hardware, and the software, but what you were doing wasn't your passion. It's just like, hey, do you want me just because I know how to click this button and I know how to run this software? Right. Or do you want what's inside here? So that does get frustrating as a creative. Like it does get frustrating. So what makes you say, hey, listen, I'm just gonna go out? So talk how the business came about. So
I honestly say God, even from getting started in television and moving up, I say that God really put everything into pieces, in position. Right. I always say set up for the setup. I was set up here so I can be set up later. Wow. So just those years that I was struggling and saying, okay, my heart is not in this position that I'm in now. Yeah. While I was going through that, my love for design and just creating logos, creating just branding for other people increased. Oh, so after doing my 2 to 11 job, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Yeah.
I was up at night doing those things for other people, you know, being that creative, being that marketing person.
Yeah.
Spending late nights after hours on the company clock and nice double monitors with the full Adobe suite.
Yeah.
and doing things, it really, you know, just like I said, just being in a position to really challenge myself and dive into it. And each day it just kept growing.
Yeah.
So after 4 years in that position, you know, I did wrestle with myself, and I said, okay,
yeah,
I'm leaving a pretty nice check to do something where I may not get really money. And I've always looked at freelancing as the worst idea to ever do, because you are depending on someone else to make money. Even like the pandemic, like say if I were to be a photographer for like a football stadium or something. Yeah. I would go and run camera or do grip or something. Like when everything shut down, there goes my money. Yeah. So it's like freelancing. It's like I don't know. But like I say, everything worked out. Everything was set up for me at that time to, you know, step out on faith and really make it happen. And I think once everything didn't align with me staying at the TV station, wrestling with myself and saying, should I stay? Should I not? Putting in my notice and then going back to my boss and it's like, I think I want to stay. Yeah, several times, like really had a conversation, and my boss, he really talked back with me. He's like, you know, where's your head at? What do you want to do? And even before I left, we always had conversations about, you know, you told me your passion. Even when he hired me for the position, you told me about your passion. You told me what you want to do. I want to make sure you get to that spot.
Wow, it was just cool though.
It was just the position that I was in, just writing. That's all I did was write. Deadline, right. Get in, edit, knock out a 15-second commercial, run it back in, get back to my desk. I'm writing for the next promo. It was just that got boring.
It does, yeah.
So like I said, once my time there ended, and I tell people, when I got my 15-year certificate was my last day at the TV station, and it was a weight lifted. It's like, I don't have to come back to this place. I miss the people. I truly miss the people and the environment. Yeah. But I was ready for the next journey.
It was the work, and I think when you have a creative passion and a creative fire, when you do something that doesn't fully utilize your full capacity, you will get bored, because like you're taking, and it is boredom, you're taking all of this creative capacity and you're funneling it to just that, like you know, like what about all this, and a lot of times they don't want that. They're like, you're good, but we want this, right? And it kind of just like boxes you in.
Yeah, and I told my boss that I was like, I feel like my creativity is being really snuffed. It's here, and I want to be here. Yeah.
So I guess I want to hear what because you said you put in your 2 weeks and then you went back and said. So talk a little bit about that, and then like when it's finally time to go, like how do you? I guess for the people watching that may be wanting to do that same thing, like how do they know, or how did you know when it was time to cut that cord? Like, let's take this step now.
Yeah, like I said, I think everything was set up for me to get to that position. Really just stepping out on faith and putting in the time. I think putting in work and really dedicating yourself to your passion will set you up for the next step.
Because you didn't walk out with nothing though. You had something.
Right, I had something. I already had clients that I worked for and had contracts that I was doing. Don't know if I should say that on camera, but I did. Yeah. I mean, I think everyone has like a side hustle.
You're supposed to.
You're
supposed to have a side. Don't get caught up on one.
Right. So yeah, it was. So I think that to get to that next step, you have to start. You got to start somewhere. If you want to be an interior decorator,
right,
you got to start decorating. You got to start doing something. Do something around your own house.
Yeah.
Do something for other people. You know, I look up to one of this guy I know on Instagram. He always tells his story about when he was 13 years old, how he really had a passion for interior decorating, and his parents, you know, really got behind him and made sure that they supported what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know, bought him tools and books and things like that. So you got to educate yourself. You got to really invest in yourself. I would think would be the proper term, the accurate phrase I would say. You know, because if you don't invest in yourself, nobody else is going to invest in you.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's so true. I always say, I was talking to my brother, and he does, you know, he's been on his own, doing his own business for years now.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time he had a job, honestly. He's always worked for himself, and now he's a, three-time business owner, maybe two or three businesses. But, and me and him talk a lot about, you know, doing your thing, doing your own thing, or, you know, building your own. And I was just telling him, I was like, people aren't going to be willing to pour money into you unless you're willing to do it first.
Yep.
Because it's investment.
Yep.
You know, you even coming here, doing this sit down, this is your time. You're investing into what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. I'm investing in what you're doing. I'm giving you my time. And people aren't going to be willing to do that for you. You know, it's investment. If they don't see that they're going to get a return, whether it doesn't always have to be monetary. It could be anything. It could be opportunity. It could be even sometimes learning that's my investment. It's going to school. I'm paying for school, and I'm investing in that, and you're going to give me knowledge in return. You know, I guess knowledge or correct study habits. I don't know. Yeah. Whatever you got from school. I don't know. But and so if they see you investing in yourself, they see you value what you're doing.
Right.
So it makes other people notice and want to value that as well. So I think investing in yourself is key. You cannot over-invest in yourself.
Yep. I look at it like relationships. If you don't have a relationship with yourself, which includes loving yourself. If you don't love yourself, nobody else is going to love you. Nobody's going to come in and say, I give you the world. You're my king, you're my queen. You know, here's everything you want. Like, no one's going to do that. No. I mean, people will, but
it might not be real.
It may not be real, true. So you got to start with yourself, and whatever interest that you have, whatever, you know, if you love to travel, go travel by yourself. If you love to draw, paint, whatever that you do that you really want to do, you have to just do it. Yeah.
So talk a little bit about your company. What do you guys do? Name of your company. Yeah, tell them the name of your company.
Yeah, so
talk about your company.
Throughout the whole television and everything. So I started my own LLC once I got to free time.
Right.
So I basically brand businesses, and I love to say that what I do is using design to connect communities.
Wow, that's cool.
Using branding to connect communities, because like I say, going back to just my passion, I love, you know, to making sure people are good.
Yeah.
So I want to see people win.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of the focus of my company, is to help businesses, either their friends or I do a lot of business for nonprofits. People with a cause, you know, they really want to make a difference in this world, and want to take their branding, their look, their identity to the next level.
Yeah.
Call me. That's what I do. Call me. I would gladly sit down and have a consultation with you, and you know, just learn about you and learn about where you want to go in life. And you know, we collaborate. I say I'm helping you. You're not helping me. I'm helping you get to the next level where you want to be.
Yeah. How can people get in touch with your company? How can they find it?
So my company is Carnell Creative. Carnell is my middle name. Thanks, Mom. So Carnell Creative LLC. Definitely follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and my website, Carnell Creative.
Yeah. Dope.
Dope.
I appreciate you sitting down with me, man. Thank you guys so much for watching us sit down and tuning in. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe, because you're not going to watch my content and not be a subscriber. I already know you guys subscribe. So
subscribe.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thanks for your time, bro.
Thank you.
When I reached out to you, honestly, I don't know what, I'm always on social media looking just for like dope people that have something going on, you know. Like, I ain't saying you gotta have like the most going on, but you have to be doing something, because I gotta invite you over here, and then we gotta talk about something. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind talking about life, but I mean, be pursuing something. And you did something, I forgot. I mentioned it to you on the phone call, but I forgot what it was. But I saw something you promoted something, and I was like, yo, this looks good. So I clicked on it and I check it out. I'm like, yo, this dude is dope. Like, it was like some stuff that you don't know. Your design and your creating is not what you normally see coming out of Orlando, what you normally see people doing. Like, you're designing on some next level. And I was like, yo, that really caught my eye, man, and made me want to reach out to you. So what's that like for you? Like are there people that you follow, you know, to see what's happening? Or are you just like, hey, I'm about to just spin this real quick. Like, I'm about to put a spin on this. Like, where does that come from?
Yeah, I think a little of both. You definitely find inspiration around you. Like, even sitting here and seeing the painting behind me and all these paintings, it's like, okay, I want that. So not to steal that style, right, but to be inspired by it. Yeah. So it's so many creatives out here doing their thing, and I click like, you know, I'll screenshot, you know, and say, okay, I like the style that they did. I want to create something around that same flavor. Yeah. And then just spin it and put my own spin on it. Right. And then if I have an idea, say somebody come to me and say, you know, I need a flyer for like a wine tasting or something. Mm-hmm. You know, my mind is immediately going off. It's like, okay, what can I do? What imagery can I have? Do you have pictures of your wine bottle? Do you have this? Do you have that? And I think just with design, I think you just trust yourself. Especially when you are in a creative space and you always thinking and plotting and seeing how you can take things to the next level. And you're, like I said, thinking, like my mind is always going. So when somebody comes to me and say, hey, I need your help with this, I'm all just pew, 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 pew. Okay, I'm jotting down. I think that's how I go. But I also do research too, for bigger companies, especially like logos and things like that, because you want to make sure that you're giving the right, right identities and designs to people, and make sure it fits their brand, and it fits the mold of what they're trying to do. You don't want to have a race car for like a tractor company or something like that, you know. So you gotta do your research. Yeah, make it make sense. Yeah. Is that pillow behind you comfortable? I love pillows behind me. I have scoliosis, so okay. Sometimes just sitting is not the best. I need to go to a chiropractor right now too.
Just
being at home and sitting in front of the computer all day.
Yeah.
I'm used to walking around at work, and just being home now and being in the chairs. It's just like, okay, this is becoming uncomfortable. I just need a good cracking. Yeah. Just stretch me out and tell me everything's okay. My spine is still good, and be like, okay.
The first thing I did when I got here, and I knew we were gonna sit here, I moved my pillow. I don't like that. I like this right here. So I guess you spoke a little bit about your nonprofit earlier. Just talk a little bit about that. And you want to start it in 2021.
Yeah. So the name of my nonprofit is When They Win.
Okay.
It's basically making sure that, like I say, people are good. Yeah. You know, it's gonna be homeless outreach, which I've done before here in Orlando. Past couple of years, I usually do like a Christmas giveaway for like down some homeless. Me and friends get together and do Christmas bags. Make sure they have like toothbrushes, toothpaste, and things like that. Just toiletries, and then we usually go out and get like boxes of pizza and get them a slice of pizza while we walk around. And it's really cool. I also do back to school giveaway, backpack. Wow. Yeah. So creating this nonprofit will encompass all of that. Yeah. But I was really inspired, just coming up with the name. I can show you the list of names I have on my phone. It's like, okay, I want something unique that's going to stand out, that's going to be about giving back. Yeah. And just name after name after name, and getting with my friends is like, what you think about this? What you think about that? And just one day, it's just When They Win. And I think it was like leading up to election, like maybe February, March, just pondering. I think I was just sitting on the couch, and it just came to me, When They Win. And it's not, I know it kind of sounds like election talk, like when they win, when that candidate wins, but it's really when that person wins. Yeah. When they win, then we can win, and it's really, hopefully it will make people stop and ask themselves, how can I really give back to the community? How can I, just make an impact on people? Yeah. So that's what I want to do, and I think that When They Win will allow me to do so much more, and not just say I'm for the homeless community, or I have an initiative to do backpacks in school, stuff like that. It's really to it opens so many doors. I can do maybe like boys groups, or maybe host like a Girl Scouts something. I don't know. It's coming together. Yeah. Creating a nonprofit is time consuming. But it makes you think. Yeah. Because they want to know your mission. They want to know your board members and things like that. Like, you have to have all of these things set up. Wow. When you go and sign that document and say, hey, I want my name to be this and this and this and this. So it made me really sit down and say, okay, this is what I want my nonprofit to be. Yeah. And this is how I want to make an impact in the community, and really do, have that start doing what I really have a passion to do. Yeah. And outside of, designing. That's dope though. And even when they win, like, it's not self-focused. Right. Just saying that when they win. Exactly. It takes the focus off of here and it puts it on them or someone else. And I always go back, don't quote me wrong, but I want to say it's a scripture, but it may not be a scripture. But it's just like, you know, like, how can I be rich when my brother's poor?
Yeah.
You know, how can, you know, I be great when every time I walk out of my house, you know, there's a homeless man sleeping on the corner, you know, at my front door. It's just like, it's, you know, I want to make sure they win. Yeah. I want to make sure everybody's good. Yeah. So that's my focus, and I'm ready. I'm ready to get it going and make an impact, man.
Yeah, that's dope. So when you get it going, let us know. Definitely bring you back here to talk about it.
Yeah,
shout it out so people can, you know, support it.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah,
I would definitely appreciate that.
That'd be dope, bro. Appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like. Make sure you hit this man up. Follow him. Connect with him if you want to do some branding for your business. If you're ready to take your brand to the next level and make an impact, hit him up. Subscribe to the channel. I know you're a subscriber already because you're not just gonna watch my stuff and not subscribe. Like, who would do that?
Tell a friend.
Yeah. Deuces. Appreciate it, bro. That was dope.